every time I want to shoot a video, one pimple comes out on the day before I have to shoot the video. Like, every time. Like, why? Like, I'll be fine the other weeks. Like, if I'm not gonna shoot a video, my skin will be perfect. But the minute I'm like, okay, this weekend I'm gonna shoot a video, yo. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Fish. Thank you for subscribing if you're a new subscriber. I know I haven't posted a video in a while, and I was thinking that you guys are probably gonna think, what a joke, we subscribed to this girl's channel but she's not producing any content. What is going on? So I decided that nope, I must just make a plan. I must just force and do a video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Thank you for being loyal to your girl. As usual, it is highly appreciated. Today I'll be doing self-care Sunday. Yeah, self-care Sunday. So I'll just be like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna spray my hair. Maybe like shape my eyebrows. I think that's it, yeah. Because I already washed my face and stuff. I didn't want to do it in front of the camera. So in this video, I'll be doing a young life update. I know that like most of the time I just do like videos about topics that are not really related to me or like anything personal that I've gone through. So I wanted to make a video that's like a bit more personal, that is about me, that just gives you an outlook of what has been happening in my life in the past couple of months and stuff like that. So I really hope that you guys will enjoy this type of content that I'm bringing you today. Okay, so in the beginning of, when does winter start? I think winter starts in May, June. Yeah, I think like the beginning of winter is like May. Even though it's autumn, summer, autumn, winter. Yeah, it's autumn around that time. But for us, it's winter, like summer, winter, no in between. So I did say, like I did speak a little bit about this on my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram. But I was just saying how each and every year I get like seasonal depression because of winter. Like every time it starts to get cold and the weather changes, my mental health just goes down. So I didn't really know what it was like before. I was just like, this thing just happens every year. I don't know what it is and it's fine. Like I'm just gonna stick through it, and then when it's hot I'll be back to normal, so that's fine. So then it was only earlier this year where I discovered that like it's a thing where like people get depressed in certain seasons of the year. So ever since I discovered that, I was like, oh my gosh, bingo, this is it. So so I disappeared a lot in that period of time in winter. But then this time I wanted to do it different, because like most of the time I just disappear and then like wait it out and then come back. So this time I wanted to be like more productive in that time, like, and not just sit and wait to come alive again and wait to, you know, do things and have fun. So I wanted to be like a little bit more active. Oh, I hate when my hair touches my face. So I'll be facing down. Okay, let me just face up, because then my hair is less likely to touch my face if I do it like that. So anyways, I was on Twitter and I saw like a post this guy made about how you can dedicate like the next 6 months to achieving your goals, like whatever you want to do, like dedicate the next 6 months to doing that. Like break it down, write down, okay, what do I want to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what are the steps to take to get there? Write them down, and then each month try to accomplish something from that list. So I was like, okay, what a great way to like pass time, basically. Like during this depressed time of my life, it's the best way like to move about it, because I know that when September comes, I won't be like, okay, so what am I gonna do now? Let me start and live life. It'll be more of a, what have I achieved, and me continuing from that, because I was very stagnant. Like, I did literally nothing. I would just go to work, go home, or if I was at school, go to school, come back, sleep, like literally nothing. So then I was like, okay, let me do that. So I wrote down a list of goals that I wanted to have achieved by the time this period ends, the winter time ends. And I wrote them down, I wrote the steps to do it, and every month I was doing that. And I realized how great it made me feel. Like, I felt so productive. Like, I felt like my life is moving forward. Like, I felt like I am progressing. Like, I am progressing. I am doing something with my life, and I've never really felt that way, because like I said, I was always stagnant. So it was always like my life is at a standstill, and the only time I will feel like my life is in motion and I'll have energy to be in motion is when it's hot. So then, ever since I did that, my body was still like I don't want to do anything, but my mind and my spirit was so happy. Like, I was so fulfilled. Like, I felt like, wow, like I had a motivation to continue. I had drive. I was determined. Like, I felt really, really good, even though my body didn't feel good. And what I learned from that specifically was that depression is seasonal depression for me is more of a physical thing, because when I googled it, it was talking about how your dopamine levels, those hormones that make you feel happy, drop at that time of the year. Like, they don't produce as much as they do when it's hot. So I was like, oh, okay, so this is a physical thing. Like, this is my body that feels this way, but I don't have to feel that way. Do you understand? Like, I can separate my body from my mind and my soul and my spirit. So as soon as I did that, like, as soon as I started to feed my mind more, because even when I was depressed, before I started the whole 6 months of goals or that thing, I was sitting there like, you know what? I feel like I can do something. Like, I am not depressed. I am okay. I am happy. I am, excited about life. Like, life is good, but my body is saying no. Like, my body is saying the complete opposite of that. So this is clearly not a me thing. It's a body thing. So as soon as I started to look at it that way, I was able to move forward, and I was able to conquer the feeling of not wanting to do anything, of like wanting to stay at home and not talk to anyone. Like, I was able to conquer that. I was able to go out with my friends. It's not as much as I used to in summer, but I was able to, like, if they said, hey friend, we're going where, I was like, great, let's go. Some days obviously I wouldn't feel like it, but then I did actually quite more than I used to in the other years. So I was like, this is progress, because I understood fully what is happening to my body and what is happening to my mind at that time. And I feel like when you have that type of knowledge, then you have power, because then you move different. Get what I'm saying? So yeah, when it came to by August, like, normally it has to be September, like specifically September, but this time by August my mood was already high. Like, I was already feeling hopeful, and that's because I could see that, like, it's getting warmer, so my body was naturally but it was like I wasn't taking it from scratch. Like, I wasn't picking myself up from like heavy depression and then all of a sudden feeling happy. It was like more of a build up, like what I've already tried to build to get me to that place. August, September was just a bonus, because I was already there. Do you understand? So I would like to advise anyone that goes through the same thing. Like, I wouldn't necessarily talk about depression as a whole, because I feel like that is quite different, because of how, like, it's more of a lifetime thing, like an everyday thing, as opposed to seasonal depression just being like a certain period of time. So what worked for me now is not necessarily what would work for someone that has like depression, like as a mental illness, like in their lives, period. So I would just specifically advise people that are going through a season like where you're just feeling down, or like, seasonal depression, whatever it is, as long as like it's a seasonal thing, try to look for things that make you feel happy, like things that make you feel fulfilled, things that make you feel like you're moving, even though you're not. Like, you feel like you're not moving, but you should be doing things that actually show that you are moving. So even when I was doing that, like I was achieving those goals and I was feeling good, but I knew that I was moving, but my body was, and my mind, well, my body specifically was just like, we're doing nothing. So now in September, now that that time has passed, I'm able to see those fruits, like, girl, you were moving, you were doing a lot. Even though your body was saying, girl, you're doing nothing, I'm able to see now because my mind, my body, and my soul are in one accord, because now we are all happy. Like, you know, now I'm able to see that, girl, you've been doing a lot, congratulations, you didn't waste that time, because that's a lot of time. 3 months, 6 months is a lot of time to just be sitting and doing nothing. So I didn't want to go through that again. So now I know, like, next year I already know what to do. I know that I just have to write down my goals and then go for it, because it has worked for me. And I even feel like it will be even better next year. Like, the more that I try to incorporate things and I tried my best to like utilize that time and make the most of it, soon seasonal depression won't be a thing for me, because I would have conquered it like completely. So, and I think that it's the best time, like, to have, because when it's hot, like, we're always like going out, doing things, like, you know, spending money, partying, whatever. So in that period of time where people are not really going out, you're not spending a lot of money, that is the best time to focus on things that are important that you need to do. So yeah, besties, that's basically how I managed to overcome that part of my life. Another thing that I was going through was, I don't know how to talk about this one, because I never want to talk about things like this, because they make me feel like I'm vulnerable, and I don't want to be vulnerable. But anyways, being vulnerable is part of life, so I can't even avoid it. But yeah, so I went through a young mini breakup, nyana. And why does it make me feel tired? Like, I feel drained even just speaking about it. Like, it's sucking the life out of me. But yeah, anyways, it was someone that I was talking to for a couple of months, 9 months to be precise. Yeah. So then anyways, I won't even go into detail. Like, all I can say is that at the end of the day, I just had to choose myself. And that's what I did, and I haven't been happy. Like, I wasn't completely depressed, like, but I was sad. And I feel like it's more of like being shocked and being sad. Like, shocked and sad and discouraged. But yeah, first was the shock, like, okay, girl, this thing was about to take off. Because, you know, like, when you have a talking stage and then you enter that stage where you guys are like, okay, we want to do this thing, so let's do it. And then while the aeroplane is going up, while the aeroplane is taking off, it just comes back to the airport, takes a sharp curve, comes back to the airport, and parks again. Basically, that's what it was. So it was me. I was the reason that happened. And most of the time, like, you know, when you're going through a breakup, it's like you're satisfied because that person did you dirty. So it's like, yeah, you didn't deserve me because you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy, bye. I don't want you back. And it kind of like helps you. It gives you something to hold on to every time you feel like you miss them and you want to go back, and, like, you know, every time you think about the situation. But for me, it's completely different, because it was just a mutual agreement type of thing that, okay, this is the life that you want to live, this is the life I want to live, and they are not it's not going to work. Like, it's because there's no path where we are going to come together, because we are going on 2 opposite directions. So I had to take that step. I had to be that person that's like, I won't be able to do this thing. So I was like, okay, so I guess that it's time to call it quits. And that was very painful for me, because I was just like, why do I have to do this thing? Like, why can it not be right so that I can stay? Like, why do I have to leave? Because I don't want to leave, but then I can't live like this. Like, I can't live this lifestyle that you want to live. I can't be a part of this. Like, I cannot. I know for sure that I cannot. So I have to leave, but I don't want to. So yeah, like, self-love is so important, and like choosing yourself is very important. And I feel like I did a lot of that this year. Like, even with friends, like, I was just like, you are great and I love you, I've known you forever, whatever, but I don't think that this friendship is doing right for me. Like, I don't think that this friendship is adding the value that I need into my life. It's not giving me what I want, what I need in this season of my life. So I have to make some changes. And you know, sometimes you stay in situations and you're like, it's gonna get better, like, hi, this person is just like this, blah 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 blah, and you like make excuses not to leave because you love them so much and you've been with them forever. Like, you've known them your whole life basically. You've grown together, you've done things together, like, there's so many memories. So you always find ways to stay. Like, you know, you always use that as a reason to not leave. So I was just like, no, it's no longer like serving me the way that I needed to. So I've given it enough chances. Like, no, it's time to move on. So already, like, that was something that I was dealing with from the beginning of the year. So for this thing now to happen, I was just like, God, why again? Why? Anyway, so I did what I needed to do, and that was that. It's like, and every time now I go through it and I feel like I become sad again about it, I always have to remember that I chose it. Like, girl, you are in this position because you chose it. You could have been in a different situation and you wouldn't have had to cry these tears that you're crying. But the thing about that is, if I stayed and I decided that, nope, I will not be able to handle being single and being without you, so let me stay here, then I would have been crying the tears of that situation. I would have been crying the tears of being in a relationship that I know that is not for me and it's not true to my values and to who I am and what I believe in. Do you understand? And it's not moving in the lifestyle that is important for me, that I need and I know I should be living. Do you understand? So the tears that I would be crying there, so basically, either way, I was gonna cry. I'm crying because I'm in this relationship that I'm not supposed to be in. Then I'm crying because I'm single and this person is not here anymore. But I would rather cry the tears of solitude that I'm single than to cry the tears of being in a relationship that I shouldn't be in. Because at least with being single, it's like, I'll get used to it. Like, I'll get over it and I will pick myself up again and I will move. Because I've been single before you came, do you understand? And I didn't die. I know what it is like to be single, because for most of my life I've been single. So it was like, I'm going back to a familiar place, a place that I know. For some people, it's hard to leave relationships because you're not used to being single, you're not used to being alone, you're not used to being by yourself. So you're not gonna know what to do with yourself when it's time to be single. So you'd rather like suffer in a relationship. Like, you'd rather cry the tears of a relationship that's not meant for you than to cry the tears of being by yourself. So for me, because being single is a familiar place, I was like, my brother, let me go back. Let me go back to the life that I know, to the life that gave me peace. It was lonely, but it gave me peace, and I didn't have to fight, and I didn't have to so I chose. I was like, okay, let me go and cry the tears of being lonely. Let me go cry the tears of missing you and wishing we were together. I'd rather cry those tears because those tears are temporary. the tears in that relationship will last me a lifetime, basically, because I'll end up wanting to marry you and blah 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 blah, and it will be never ending. So yeah, but I will say that, like, you know, don't downplay how hard it was. Like, it still is hard for me even now, but it's better than it was like in the beginning. So yeah. There's always posts about girls saying, yeah, choose yourself, blah 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 blah, but nobody talks about how hard it is. Like, yo, I would have preferred it if he did something to me, and then I'd be like, yeah, I left you because 1 2 3 4 5, you don't deserve me. But now, because he didn't do anything, I have nothing to blame him for. All I have is to say, I needed this. Like, I have to constantly remind myself why I had to make the decision. Like, that's the reality of it, and it makes it so much more harder. But at the same time, I'm glad that he didn't do anything to me, because then I'd have to be healing from a place of brokenness, insecurity, trauma, and I don't need that. Now I'm healing from a place of, you knew your worth, girl, like, well done. I'm healing from a place of, I had a person and then he's not there anymore. That's fine. Like, that's the only thing I have to deal with, the fact that that person's not there anymore. I don't have to deal with, he did this and now I feel insecure and now I feel like I don't deserve better. I'm traumatized. Whenever someone calls, I'm saying, no, like, I don't have any trauma. Even the breakup was very good. It was very civilized, two civilized people knowing what they want, period. Like, normal conversation. It was a hard conversation, but it was normal. No fighting, no animosity. It was just like very, very clean, and I'm so grateful for that. I'd rather heal from that place of, this person is no longer here, than heal from the place of hurt and brokenness and trauma. Absolutely not. Till this day, I still think about it like, yo, I don't know when I'm gonna get over it, but it's not now, and that's fine. It's probably gonna be a couple of years. Not years, exaggeration. A couple of months. Like, I need more months. I need more. But now I just told myself that, like, let me not talk to me. Let me relax. Let me focus on myself. Because I'm not trying to get into that again. And also, I just want to say, like, for anyone that is maybe probably going through something similar, where you can see, I'm not supposed to be here. This is not where I'm supposed to be. And I'm just posting. Just know that, like, making the right decision doesn't feel good immediately. Like, you're gonna make the right decision and be like, this is the right thing to do. I choose myself. This is the right thing to do. I choose what's right. This is what I need to do. I'm choosing God. I'm choosing, whatever it is, like, that you feel like is right. It's not gonna feel nice. You're gonna feel like, and that's okay. Like, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you made the wrong decision. It's just that realistically, it's not gonna feel nice, because why, you're losing something, and you have to leave something, and you have to reject something. Like, so it's never gonna feel nice. But in the long run, you will thank yourself. And I'm just waiting for that day where I get to say, Spesh, thank you for making that decision, because look at you now. Look at you now, my sister. I'm literally waiting for that day, and I can't wait. And for now, I'll just sit with the hopes that that day is coming. Like, you will never be led astray by staying true to yourself and doing what is right for you. You will never. And not to compromise. Like, when you don't compromise, you will be rewarded for that, because the reward is so much bigger than what you would have compromised for. Like, God knows I'll find another man. They will be 101% right for me, and it will be so much more easier than me having to compromise and stay in a relationship like that, and I'm not getting, do you understand, what I need and what I want. So I think that it's gonna be worth it in the end. So even for you, it will be worth it in the end. Just hang in there and constantly remind yourself, because you're gonna forget. Constantly remind yourself why you had to do it. and why it was necessary. And that will help you, move forward until you get to that point where you reap the reward of not compromising, choosing yourself, loving yourself, and knowing what you want in life. So yeah, those are like basically the two major things that I went through these past couple of months, and I feel like I did great, sweetie. I did great, sweetie. But for the next couple of months, I was thinking of, so now I'm gonna speak about like the things that I wanna do, like moving forward. I already started with my gymming, what I wanna do like body fitness building, blah 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 blah. So I've already started with that. It's a bit shaky. It's not the same as my skin, because after like I found ways to like make my skin better, and I was so happy about the progress. I was like, let me do something else. Like I can do more. Like I can take on more. And the body one is really hard. The body one is really 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 hard. But even the skin one was hard. So what's the difference? I won eventually. So let me just do the things, man. It's always a reminder. Like whenever I look at my skin, I'm always reminded of how far I've come and how much further I can go if I'm determined and I know what I want, So yeah, so with my body, I've already started. Like I started this week, the past week, so it's a bit tricky, but I'll get the hang of it. Like I'm not gonna get it right the first time, so I'll get the hang of it. I will see. And then I wanna start a young business venture, nyana nyana. I don't want to talk about it now because I feel like every time I talk about something, I jinx it, or like I just don't do it, nje. So I'd rather like just start, and then explain later, like, yeah guys, I've been thinking about this, blah, 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 so now I finally did it, So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Then obviously just continue with my YouTube channel. Like that's why I'm not gonna stop doing it. I will find time, I will make time, but I know for sure that I need to be on YouTube. Like I can't quit. I can't allow, like, even if I want to do other things, but I must still do YouTube. Like I can't not do it. So don't worry about that. Like I will definitely be here because I want to be here, and I know you guys love me here. So yeah, other than that, men wise, no. For 1 year I'm staying away from men, focusing on my life, because it's also something that I can't control, so I don't want to pay too much mind about it. Like yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will try my best also to make videos that are personal, because the more, like, I feel like I can open up more now, because in the beginning I was just like, I don't want people knowing too much about me. But I feel like, no, it's nothing wrong. Like as long as it can help someone else in the same situation as me, then it's definitely worth it. And if you guys love these type of videos, let me know, comment, like, subscribe, and I will definitely know that I need to, do more of them. Other than that, guys, I'm just gonna go sleep now. Like, I'm so tired. I've never had a Sunday in a long time where I just slept and did nothing. So that's definitely what I'm gonna go and do now. I'm gonna eat first because I'm hungry. But yes, thank you guys for watching. I will definitely see you guys next time. Bye.